Chamon, thank you so much for joining us on the show this week, man. Dom and I really, really excited to welcome you on and give you the floor. What a great performance against BYU. You have the 2 touchdown catches. You have the big plays there as well, career high in yards. What all kind of went into that game? Did you anticipate being a bigger part of the game plan going into BYU?
First off, I just want to say thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you too, Dominique. Going off into that week, it was just staying mentally prepared. I knew I was due for a game. Just stayed focused that whole week, and the coverage they was playing, like as soon as we started the game off, I just knew it was going to come to me sooner or later, and I just stayed patient, and my moment came.
Dom, all you. Go ahead, man.
Okay, my bad. I didn't know you had another question for him. So just really, when you preparing for the game, what goes in your preparation? Like, what's your routine when you come into a game like that?
Going into an away environment, I just try my best to stay locked in. Don't let the outside noise get to me. Block out all distractions. Pre-game routine. I watch an Inky Johnson video. It can't be all about you. Like he has good motivation before going into a game. So I just try to stay on track with that.
Are you a motivational speech guy over a music guy sitting in the pregame locker room?
I'm a little bit of both. I feel like that goes hand in hand, music and motivational music. Like they both could connect on different ways. So I'll listen to Inky before a game, but then I'll listen to Kodak because I'm from Miami. So you get what I'm saying?
There you go. UC tight end Chamon Metayer joining us on the show this week. It's Bearcat Blitz on the Believe Network. I'm your host, Russ Eltman, joined by my co-host on the other side of the screen there with Chamon in the middle, former UC wide receiver Dominic Goodman, part of the program from 2005 through 2008, and a beloved alumni at that, one of the biggest and best record holders in the UC wide receiver ranks, right up there in all of the big statistical metrics. So, Chamon, BYU snaps go way up. I think you had your highest snap count of the entire season. You almost doubled your average snap count from the first couple weeks of the season. Why do you think you've earned so much more playing time as the season's gone along and ensuingly making even more of an impact from that tight end spot?
I just think it's about building trust, showing day in and day out what you could provide on the field. Like, I'm a big believer on what you put in is what you get out of. And my time was at BYU. I was called upon and I was ready. If you stay ready, then you ain't got to get ready. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. Dom?
So being behind two good tight ends, Wiley and Taylor, what things did you learn from them being there?
The biggest 2 things for them was just stay positive. Like, any negativity that gets to you, it could throw you off track. You can't lose focus of the main goal. Like, you being negative, it'll bottle up everything in your head. You'll go out there, have bad practices, you'll forget plays. And once you do stuff like that, coaches can't trust you. So my big thing was just stay positive with them. I know they were more experienced than me and I sat behind them, but I took my time and I just learned everything I could from them.
Chamon, obviously piggybacking off of that question from Dom, the history of the tight end position at the University of Cincinnati. You got really this entire century, it's been molded by guys like Brett Selleck, Travis Kelce, Josh Wiley, Leonard Taylor. You just mentioned you guys that you played with for multiple years. Do you kind of get that sense of trying to take the baton of that tight end U mentality, trying to take the baton and carry it to even further greater heights, as I'm sure you're trying to be the next great tight end at the University of Cincinnati?
Yeah, I'm trying to be the best. Like, anything I could apply to on the field and off the field. Like, going into the season, I had called Wiley. I was wondering how he broke down film and stuff, and that has been helping me this whole year. So I applaud him for that. I mean, I see LT here and there. He's being great spirits, cheering me on, uplifting me in any way he could.
The way what was that? If you're able to share it, what was that little nugget of film advice that Josh had for you?
So Mondays and Tuesdays, Josh would just back how I used to break down film, I used to break down everything. But on Mondays and Tuesdays, Josh would break down the tendencies of what they do on first down, second down, and then he'll worry about later downs, like third downs and fourth downs on like Thursdays and Fridays.
Makes a lot of sense. Dom, all you.
Yeah, well, as far as like the tight end, people don't know too much. Connor Barman was a tight end before he became a DN, and I hear you a hooper. So he walked on and played basketball. If the chance can't presented itself, would you be interested in doing it?
Hey, literally before this conversation, I was having a conversation with Zach, and I was telling him if the chance came to me, I would walk on and try out and show him I could really hoop for real.
Like, I think they have open tryouts. Almost every college has open tryouts. I'm pretty sure every year. That might need to be a fun little. I don't know if the coaches would love that. It'd probably happen obviously in season, but we could dream. Fans would obviously be dreaming about seeing Chamon Metayer. What is it, like the Myles Garrett video when he goes around and is playing pickup and stuff, and he was in that celebrity game? What kind of comparison would you have for your basketball game if you were to compare to maybe a player today or a player from years past?
I'm more of a prolific scorer, so I'll really compare myself to Jason Tatum just based off how he hoops. But like in the paint, I would consider myself a Zion because I really go up and get everything. So
there's plenty. There's a lot of new talent on that UC basketball team. Maybe they got room for a 6'7" swing forward right there that can get going. 6'5" at least, right, Chamon? You're right up there.
Like 6'6" for real.
There you go. Right in between it. Chamon Metayer, UC tight end, being very gracious with his time this week, joining us on Bearcat Blitz, middle of their bye week, little off week before back-to-back home games, Iowa State and Baylor. Looking at the run blocking, just kind of going through how you've performed game to game, rewatching the game, Chamon, I've noticed, especially compared to last year, there's been a lot more stability in your run blocking form and just your run blocking consistency. What has kind of worked into that, and what's been the biggest factor in allowing you to grow as a blocker, which is obviously, you could argue, the most important part of being a tight end?
The most improvement I would say is being healthy. Last year, I had the shoulder injury. It was kind of hard. I had to sit out 7 games. I still wasn't healthy, but I was just trying to go out there and be the best I could. But this year was about me getting healthy, me getting my timing down with my feet, everything. And I feel like Coach Stepp did a great job of mentoring me through fall camp, through spring. Ever since he got here, he's just been very on me because he know what type of player I could be.
And being like we had a guy come in, Kazim Ali. He was like a 5-star recruit. Just being a top rated player in the country, do you feel a lot of pressure coming in and having to start right away, or do you just feel like it's just another day?
The motto we used back in Dade County, we don't fold under pressure, we relax. So it was just like I show up when my number's called. I just stay positive, man. I can't let the outside noise determine how I'm gonna play.
One more serious one for Chamon before we start getting into some fun stuff here on Bearcat Blitz. I'm your host, Russ Heltman, and of course, joined by my co-host, Dominic Goodman, talking to UC tight end Chamon Metayer. Just had a big game against BYU this past weekend. 3 catches, 59 yards, 2 touchdowns, had the big bobbling catch that took a lot of precision timing, precision focus in the middle of that play to be able to pull that off and keep the Bearcats offense afloat on Friday night. Ultimately ended in a loss. And looking at kind of 3 straight losses, Chamon, that's something that nobody on this team that's been with the program their entire career has experienced. First time since 2017 that this program has lost 3 games in a row. What's been the message among you guys as players, just as a collective group, coming off of that trip Friday night? You guys get home, you get back to work a little bit, obviously a little bit lighter this week than most weeks normally. A little bit lighter responsibility slate with some guys not having to do the normal media duties and all that stuff. How have you guys come together? What's been the message to kind of refocus and make sure, especially in the red zone, execution starts to get a little bit better moving forward the rest of the season?
So like a group of guys like me, Malik, Jawan Briggs, Dante, Emery, we also had a sit down and we just been trying to figure out ways to like get it going. So our big message to everybody was just like, it's adversity. It's gonna come throughout the season. Every Saturday we play, we're gonna see adversity. It's just about how we go in go into the weekend, we respond as a team. Like, it can't be too many individuals. We got to do this as a team. Like, this is a team game. One person messes up anything, now the whole play is just dead. So it takes all 11 to get things going on both
100%.
sides of the ball.
Dom, you got anything else before we get? I got one more fun one for Chamon, then we'll let him go.
All right, then just well, during the bye week, I know it kind of after having them losses during the bye week, you kind of be like, it just be antsy to play again. So, like, how do y'all go about how you go about the bye week, and do you still prepare, or do you just take that week off for just to heal your body and rest yourself?
I mean, my motto is no days off. So every time we go on the practice field, I'm gonna hit it 100%. The resting will come later. The coaches know they'll take care of us when it's time to take care of us. So my motto to everybody is just keep going out there working. Don't get lackadaisical out there. You know, once you do that, your path gets thrown off. So it's just find a way to stay in rhythm throughout the whole week.
Chamon Metayer joining us off of a 3-catch, career-high 59-yard and career-high 2-touchdown game against the Brigham Young Cougars. You cooked them, Chamon, and you're a cook yourself. Yeah. Let us in a little bit into the cooking world of Chamon Metayer. Give us your top 3 dishes. Give us your favorite things you like to cook. Maybe something you don't like to cook, something you're still mastering. And if there's a story about cooking for your teammates, we would love to hear that as well. Let's dive into the cooking world of Chamon.
All right. So cooking world for me is like, so I grew up around my grandparents. They're Haitian. I'm Haitian, of course. My mom's Bahamian.
Okay. A lot of good food from Haiti, for sure.
So I try to, when I cook for my teammates, I always ask, like, what are they in the mood for? Even if it's basic stuff like pasta and stuff, or like if I got to make oxtail for my teammates, because my uncle is Jamaican, so I know a little bit Jamaican dishes how to cook. But my favorite dish is cooking what we call Haitian griot and bun and pizza. It's like fried plantains and pork, but we say it in a Creole term.
Okay. And how did you? So your grandparents, your grandma, your grandpa, who got you kind of the cooking bug?
My grandma. I mean, I'll just walk around the house, and you know, when you smell it's dinner time. So whenever she's preparing, you know, I'm stopping by, seeing like, oh, she's using a little bit of this seasoning, that seasoning. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm finna steal that. So before going off to college, she just had sit downs, and I just had sit downs, and I watched when she cooked and stuff.
Man,
who's the biggest fan of Chamon Metayer's cooking on the team? Who would you say is the biggest fan?
You got Oliver Bridges, you got Donovan Ali, you got Leslie Ando, Sammy Anderson, Zay Cox, Miles Montgomery. It's a lot of teammates that come by when I cook around.
I love it. Love it. Tom, you got anything else?
Josh White, LT.
Okay. You sound because we had a guy named Leo Morgan, you know, about Island Fridays.
Yeah, Island Fridays, man.
Yeah, he started that, didn't he? Leo Morgan?
Yeah, he started off cooking for the team every day before the game, and he's doing the same thing. And next thing you know, he running Island Fridays, and it's a popular restaurant across the country. So, is that something you interested in getting into after playing?
I mean, I'm trying to build a restaurant for my grandparents so they could show the world how good they are.
Okay, there you go.
I'll leave it to the greats. Me, I'm just part-time with it.
Part-time cook, full-time UC playmaker, Chamon Metayer, UC tight end. Thank you so much for your time this week, Chamon. Good luck the rest of the season, and hope you can keep building off that career-high game against BYU.
Appreciate both of you guys. Appreciate you, Russ, and appreciate you, Dominique, man. Lovely to be here, man.
Yeah, it was great having you on, Chamon. Good luck for this year, man.
Good luck to you.
Awesome stuff from Chamon Metayer. That was awesome. Great. That was just so great. Shout out to Zach Stipe for the little nugget about Chamon being a avid cook at that. Good stuff.